All right. Thank you so much, Mel, for joining me today. Gosh, it's been a little while since you've graduated from your master teacher training, but such a beautiful time to come back and do a bit of a 360. And um, it's so exciting for me to sit here and hear all the things you've been doing and how everything's been going since your mastership, and a little bit of time for reflection as well in terms of your Reiki journey with me. So I'll let you introduce yourself to begin with, and then we'll jump into it.
No worries. Thanks so much for having me. So I'm Mel Skoblar. So I own Aligning Energy. So I did my Reiki Masters with you, Loretta, gosh, what was it? 2022. It was last year. Yeah, last year. Yeah. So I think it's awesome to come and have a chat. Finally made time that we could both meet up and have a chat about it, which is fantastic. But yeah, so that's a bit about me. So currently I do Reiki sessions. I do teach levels 1 and 2. I haven't gotten to the writing the books for for the next levels yet, but hopefully soon. And I'm also a spinal energetics practitioner. So that's pretty much predominantly what I do at the moment. That's obviously a bit big in the whole holistic field at the moment and in Melbourne. I'm based in Melbourne and I do online as well. Yeah, so that's me and where I'm at for the minute.
Amazing, amazing. And you kind of wear a few different hats, don't you? I mean, you're obviously mum, partner, and obviously a business owner and space holder, facilitator, teacher, all things energy healing. And then you've also got a corporate background as well, don't you? You're also
Yes, I do. So I'm a conveyancer. So I do still do that a little bit from home. So I do love that role. So yeah, people always find it very interesting that I'm kind of on one one end of the spectrum and to the other. I work in law, obviously, with legislation and things like that. And then, my other side of things is obviously in the holistic field. I think it
I
helps
love it.
attract a lot of people though for that tangible going, oh, okay, well, you must have some sense, like let's delve into this holistic stuff. The woo woo. I get the woo woo a lot. Everyone refers to it as that now.
I love it. I love it so much. I think that there's beauty in the balance of,
Mm.
like, yes, I'm doing all of this work, but I'm also get to play that role and be really grounded and practical. And you obviously multi-skilled and multi-talented. And I think I never think that we need to choose between anything. Like if you are enjoying whatever you're doing, like I think it's amazing. Just keep going at it. Yeah, it's really,
Yeah, it's
really good.
amazing. Like ideally, I really hope to step into the energy work full time because I love it. It's where my passion lies. When I do any energy work, whether it's teaching, healing session, whatever it may be, I don't feel like it's work. Like I love that saying, do something you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Like I just very much get that from the energy work. So hopefully that's the plan. Like you said, I'm a mum to 2 little boys. So obviously juggling all of the things.
Amazing.
It's a fun ride. It gets a bit hectic at times, but it is good. And I love that my boys get to, grow up and this is so normal to them. Oh, mum's doing healing. Oh, mum's got the table out. Even now, like, oh, okay, can I have a session? Like, but they're not fully like, they're like my eldest, he's 8. So he's a bit harder to get on the table these days, but he'll be like, okay, come on, mum, I'll allow it today. But I'm very grateful that they get to grow up, seeing this and seeing me at both ends, like understanding that you can, be doing one thing that's completely on, one end of the scale and something that's on the other end of the scale and, just do multiple things. You don't have to be stuck doing one thing and yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So good. And I think many people can relate as well,
Yes.
absolutely. So tell me a little bit about you've gone right through from level 1 to your master's, and I know you did it quite quickly.
Yes.
Um, I'd love to know, what was the intention in terms of showing up to level one? Where did that come from? Where was the inspiration from? And were you always thinking, oh, I'm going to do my master teacher training from level one? I'd love to know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, of course. So I actually fell into learning Reiki. I wasn't kind of had my heart set on learning it. So I'd had one Reiki session, probably I reckon about a year or so, probably longer, probably about 2 years before I actually learned Reiki. At the time, I had no idea what it was. I don't think I was really open to it, to be honest. I had only just started to delve into the holistic side of things. I thought I was open, but I think at the time I was more like, what's this lady doing? Like, when someone's walking around you, so, and you're, first time in that space, didn't really know what was happening. So fast track. So I had a little one during the COVID lockdowns. And when I was on mat leave, I was like, okay, I really want to learn yoga. I wanted to become a yoga teacher. I wanted to kind of utilize that mat leave, in the lockdown, and kind of just really start getting into that holistic stuff. And my passion at the time, lighting yoga. But due to some complications with the birth, I actually couldn't go and learn yoga. Obviously, just had some physical restrictions and whatnot. And I honestly don't even know how it happened, but I think all of a sudden Reiki was just in my face. It was online. It was just kind of everywhere. And then I think I queried with somebody I knew who learned it, and she'd learned it through you, Loretta. And then someone else, and then I think I contacted Steph, and Steph said she doesn't teach, she teaches through Loretta. And I just found it really interesting that it was as if you were just in my face. Like, you have to learn Reiki with this lady, Loretta. So I think I contacted you and was just like, okay, I'm just gonna learn this. And I honestly didn't really know much about it. I didn't know anything, but I kind of just was like, this is too coincidental. I hadn't done, again, like I said before, I was only just new to the holistic thing. I had no idea what a chakra was, couldn't tell you anything about them. I didn't know about the energy field. Like, I didn't really know nothing. I just, I knew the stuff when you go to, your local psychic festival and get someone to read your cards and whatever, but that was it. Like, I didn't know anything. So I learned level one, obviously, at Enlighten. I was very lucky. We got to do it in person. I think it was like in between a lockdown, and wow, wow. I still to this day, I think we had day one was online, and then the second day we came into it on Enlighten. And I still remember at home, my very first self-healing it was phenomenal. Like, I saw things. I still remember this like white light just shining in my face. Like, it was unbelievable. Something just flipped in me that day that was just like, this is phenomenal. And I was basically addicted. I just couldn't believe just what had happened. I hadn't really done meditation. I would not have, ever. I was a little bit disconnected from my intuition, if I'm honest. I'd suffered like anxiety and things like that for a few years prior. I'd only suffered anxiety probably like 3 years, but prior to that, I was really good with my intuition. Like, I was always, I had that gut feeling and it would be right. But then once I started, having anxiety, my intuition, it was very hard to decipher, okay, is that my intuition or is that anxiety? And I did kind of stop trusting my gut feeling and like that at that time. That's obviously important because that was a big thing for me through my whole journey. So level one, connecting, I think, to that intuition and being like, wow, like, look at this, look at what's happened. I was just in awe of the whole thing. So for me, I know level two is like quite profound for people, but level one was like my smack bang in my face, addicted, basically. And then when we came in and did the one-on-one, actual in-person healings, I remember seeing things for the lady that I, gave a healing to, and I just was like, what is this? This is amazing. So I was hooked from level one, basically. So I had obviously no intentions of doing any of the other levels beforehand, or let alone becoming a teacher or anything like that. So from level one, like I said, I was hooked. So I think from then, I did every single level as soon as it was available. Straight away, I don't think there was any gaps in between. I don't think it was just bang, bang, bang as soon as I was, allowed to after that integration period and stuff in between the levels. I did them all. I definitely don't regret it. The growth that I have had from doing this whole experience is just unbelievable. I see people from my past who don't even recognize me. I can't believe how different I am, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so I just smashed out all the levels pretty much. So yeah, as for my intention, like I just really fell into it. And obviously, knowing what I know now, I'm like, wow, that was meant to be. And I'm very grateful that I listened to all the coincidences to learn level one. Which was interesting. Sorry, I've got a little bit off track.
It's great. It's great. I love hearing this story. It's so good. So good.
Yeah.
When you were doing I guess going through each level, was it really I think many people are really clear on, okay, level 1 and what that's about, level 2 what that's about, being the practitioner level and distant healing and all of that, and then 3A, it's sort of like, oh, well, should I go on? Like, what's the benefit? What am I going to get out of it? And again, I think it's with the master training, I know many students, their initial thought is, and I was the same, I think, to begin with, it was, oh, I don't think I want to teach. Why would I do masters?
Yeah.
So I would love to know, I guess, as you were going through, even through level 2, did you ever have sort of a thought around, why you were progressing through to 3A and then to masters?
Yeah.
Was it always about, I just am addicted, I love this, I just want to learn more, or was it more than that?
So once I did level 2, so again, I actually didn't know what level 2 even involved. So I remember the first day you were like, there's the simples, and I was like, what? Like, I just thought this was amazing. And again, my intention wasn't even to offer sessions. Like, I was just learning it because I loved it so much and I couldn't believe what it was doing for myself. So once I did complete level 2 and found out that, we could offer sessions to people, I did on a business level. I was offering sessions to family and friends pretty much straight off the bat from level 1, because I was like, this is amazing. You need to experience this. Like, I can't believe what this does for you. I was giving it to everyone, everything, especially my newborn who didn't sleep. Like, he got Reiki every day. So then I think that, again, I just kind of fell into, okay, I want to offer sessions because I just really want to get this. It wasn't more from me building a business. It was, I want people to experience what I have experienced, and I want to help people, who have tried other channels, and maybe this will work for them, like that, that hasn't worked, so this may help them. It was just really more of this just needs to get out there, and I want to share it with everybody. So then again, I was addicted. So I just was like, I'm going to do 3A. Again, I had no idea. I never looked at what they entailed. I don't know if that was just because I was just in love, or because I did them so quickly, I didn't really have time to integrate one and then research the other. I just did it. I'm not usually too impulsive. I can be, but not like this. So it shows how much it meant to me. So when I did 3A, again, I didn't do it from a business perspective. I did it for myself, because I was like, wow, if I've gotten this from the 2 levels, what am I going to get from the next 2 levels? So again, 3A, that just opened up new doors. I remember doing your pre-work, your pre-videos, and just listening. I can't remember the name. There was a lady on there who fell into channeling, and I still remember listening to that, and I just was like, oh wow, like, what is this? This is amazing. And I actually really felt it on a soul level. Like, I was like, oh, this is wild. Like, I can't wait. Like, my excitement was jacked up even more. And then I still remember listening to, there's an Oprah video in there, not to share anything, that touched me. I was crying. I was listening to it in the car, and I just was bawling my eyes out. Again, it was like this like soul level. So that expansion that obviously was coming, like, from doing that that pre-work and tapping into, you know, what 3A was really about was like, wow, it was just wow. You know, and again, I was doing it for myself. I never had the intention to go on and teach or anything like that. My whole journey was really more about myself, and the growth that I was getting from each level, you know, it was like crack. I was like, yep, I'm doing the next one, doing the next one. Yeah, so again, 3A for me, it just, each level I did, I just feel like I leveled up and I shed things. I, you know, learned so much about myself and about just, you know, everything. Like, I think you're amazing, Loretta, how you incorporate, you know, learning more in depth about, you know, other things like, you know, the aura and the chakras and things like that. You know, I don't think that that's offered in all teachings, you know, in Reiki from what I've experienced. You know, so it was just like, wow, each time I was just like, wow, 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 wow. And just how much I was changing, like even my family, seeing the changes, obviously being a mum, you know, if I'm nice and, you know, in my field and my field's good, that ripples out and flows on, like seeing the shifts in my family. Again, like I was having people comment on how much I was changing and, you know, what they were seeing and feeling. Even my husband was just like, wow, like, you know, my anxiety had, you know, basically it was very minute compared to what it was. So I think that too was what made this so appealing to me, because I had never known how to hold space for myself. I remember I never knew what fawning was, and I was like, oh my God, that's me. Um, so yeah, so for me, it was just really that journey to just keep growing and expanding. And then, yeah, so then, yeah, I did level 3A. So then I was like straight down for the masters. It was actually really funny because I was on mat leave. Obviously, I wasn't earning an income. So it was actually really funny because the money just kind of randomly kept coming every time. I was like, I want to do the next level, but you know, I'm not sure, like I'm on maternity leave, you know, we should probably be a bit conservative. And it would randomly just come about. It was actually, yeah, it was really funny how it all worked out. So that actually did happen with the masters too, because I was right, I think, on the home stretch of my mat leave finishing. So I was really like, oh, I'm not sure about this. And 6 months, you know, with the kids, like that commitment every week, because I obviously did it weekly. I was a bit, oh, you know, but at the same time, I actually knew I did need a lot of work around committing to myself, just in general. And then obviously as a mum, I do give a lot to others and would put myself on the back burner. So, yeah, so I was like, right, I'm definitely doing this. I will commit. And that committing weekly has actually really helped me with my self practice, you know, with me showing up for myself. And I think it was really good for my kids too, to like see me taking that time out, you know that that's my time, you know, and working on myself. Like, because I am very open and honest with my eldest son. So, you know, because I think that that's just how I parent. So I think it was good for him too to see that and to see, okay, well, she's taking that time out, you know, to better herself and things like that. Yeah, so again, never had the intention of teaching and all that. Once I got into it, I was like, oh, I definitely want to, you know, teach, because I want to, again, like I said before, share this, you know, share this with everyone, share what I've learned. You know, I wanted to teach my husband, I wanted to teach my friends. I did teach my husband. He was the first person I taught straight off the bat. Yeah, so my intention, yeah, was never really to just do it from a business perspective. It was just purely because of the growth and the expansion that I felt. Yeah, and then the growth that I had in the mastership was wild, wild. Like, I cannot believe. I still remember, you know, at the start, like you do in all your levels, you know, setting the intention and, or you know, what we want out of this. And I still remember reading them at the end of the mastership, and I was like, did I even write that? Like, I don't even recall writing that. It didn't even sound like me. I could not believe the growth that I had like in that 6 months, well, over the whole journey, but yeah, through the mastership, just, you know, in that exact 6 months of doing that, it was just, yeah, wild. So it was definitely a personal growth experience for me, not from not the business end, definitely.
Oh, wow. Oh my God. Just hearing everything that you're saying, Mel, just I've got so many goosebumps and I'm just sitting here like, oh, I feel like I've got to just hold all of this. It's so beautiful. It's just incredible. And I mean, as a teacher, I witness you going through all of this, but to sit here and to hear it all, like as a summary, and it's really just so extraordinary to just even hearing the change, in people not recognizing you, like that is amazing. But so much of the story, I know will resonate with others, resonates with me too. Even just I felt addicted. I just wanted to share it with everybody. It was absolutely my intention too. And there was never, I think you'll relate to this. It was never like a planned kind, you didn't sit there and have like this business strategy and a business plan. It was just like, no, I just need to do this. Like, I just need to share it. I just need to share this with the world. Yeah. And it's exactly how I was. So, yeah, it's so magical. I absolutely love hearing how, the interesting part about all of this is you say you were disconnected from your intuition, but I love that actually when you reflect back, it was the intuition that led you here and you trusted in the pull again and again and again and again. And isn't it beautiful how universe always meets us where we need to be and where we desire to be when it is in that full alignment, gifting you the money, giving it to you, showing it to you in different ways, providing you, helping to support you with that. I know how big commitment it is to do the master program. I know that the way through our lineage that we run it is a mentorship, it is an apprenticeship style. So it does take many hours, and it's not just, just going, spending a few days and you get to tick it off, but it is a real commitment to the self. But I love as well that, you had all of that support around you to make that happen as well. The time and pushing you to keep showing up, even, know there were days where you were like, fuck this, it's like, I don't know if I want to show up tonight, it's like, it's like that. But I know that, that consistent commitment to yourself, and you'll never forget that, and as you said, like you've set that scene now, and your boys will never forget that either, that you're a mum who also is committed to being the best version of herself so that she can mum the best way that she can as well. It's really amazing. You should just be so proud of yourself in everything that you've achieved. And I know we were talking about, before we hit record, we're talking about how intense doing the mastership weekly can be, but also I think just in general, as we said, I think just in general it is intense, because when you commit to yourself, you're sort of saying to universe, to yourself, you're saying, I am ready to gift myself this space and time, and I'm ready for things to change. I want to be the best version of me, and I'm ready to let all that go, that which is no longer aligned with me. And so I think, whenever we commit to that, we can expect there to be some, there's going to be some shifts, right? There's going to be some big stuff that happens through that, and some level of discomfort. But so now I guess you've come through to the end, you survived.
Yes, definitely. I've got to say though, so I did the group mastership, and I've got to admit, being online, I actually preferred it, because I was toying up between the online and the in person. And honestly, like, if it was in person, like just my circumstances with the two young kids working, all of the normal things, I probably would have not been able to show up. I think I showed up to every single like session, other than one which was my fault. I thought it was off for some, like I think it was an integration period. But I've got to admit though, because it was online, it was fantastic. So it made it easier, like just being a mum, to show up. And like, I think there was maybe one session where I was like, hey, I've got the headphones in, my camera's off, everyone's down sick, but I'm here. And I love that. Like, I love, for mums, I love the online, because it helps. It just takes away that bit that's like, I that's a big commitment. I don't think I can do it. Like, thank God for Zoom. Because yeah, it was amazing. And it was good too, because like I think it helped everybody in the session, like in the group, show up, you know what I mean, more frequently and all the time and things like that. Yeah, which is really, really good. I just thought that was really important to mention, because that was
Yeah.
really handy for me.
Yeah, thank you. That's yeah, it's really good feedback. And I think I wanted it to be that way. And I know, sometimes we have we kind of do a hybrid session with the group masters now, with some of the sessions. And it's I know myself, I'm a mum too, and it's busy and it's crazy, especially evenings. It's like, oh my God, in between, dinner and bedtime, like, here's my me time. And so it is, I think you're right. It can be really, really helpful. And it's trying to take less, make it less overwhelming, so that you can take time out for yourself and really commit to yourself.
I
Yeah.
miss those weekly healings though. They were amazing. I think that's
Everybody
about you.
says that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's like
Yeah.
another bonus.
Yeah. So beautiful. It was really, really beautiful. How did you feel in terms of being in a group session? Did you enjoy that, being able to, participate with others and go through the journey with others? How was that for you?
Yeah, I quite like that. I mesh well, with people. I don't mind a group setting. I don't mind a chat. So I did like that. I wasn't concerned about being in the group. I'm so interested. I would definitely do my mastership again one-on-one, just to see, because I can now, like, having experienced everything, I'm like, oh, I wonder like what that experience would be like. But I loved it in the group though. It was so nice to chat with everybody. I was lucky enough, we did have a few mums in there, so it was like people were meeting me where I was, and it's so nice to have the group, like, just there, like, to speak to people who are going through the exact same experience, because in these learnings, it's hard to speak to people and have people who can relate to like what you're even saying, like who even understand what energy is. You know what I mean? Like, who you can turn around to and be like, I'm integrating and this is full on, and they get where you are. They get exactly what you're saying. You know what I mean? And I really love hearing other people's perspectives on things too. I'm very much like, I love learning all of the things, because I might take something of it and be like, oh wow, now I understand this a bit clearer, or I really like the way that someone expressed that, and I'm going to express it like that in the future, because it was just really beautiful, and things like that. But it was just really nice to have, our one was a bunch of women who just, we were all there for each other, and again, to understand, like, even now I still keep in contact with them, and we still joke about it and say Reiki mask, and things like that. And just yeah, and to see their growth as well, like, again, because I think um if you are a healer, you do love healing, like seeing people grow and helping people and things. So seeing their growth as well is really, really beautiful. But yeah, so I loved the group setting. For me, it was completely fine. Like, I loved it. If I do teach masters, I definitely offer the group, because I think it is very beneficial. I think some people need the group as well. You know what I mean? They need that. Just need people, just thrive in a group setting, compared to individually. Like, I love a chat, so it's not a problem for me. But yeah, I had no issue whatsoever with the group. I loved it, and I loved all the beautiful ladies that were in there, and it was just, yeah, it was really amazing. Like, I still remember how sad we were coming to the end of it, like, what are we gonna do when it ends? Like, my Wednesdays are free, but like, what am I gonna do? Like, yeah, just, it was sad that it's all coming
Yeah.
to an end. The time afterwards has absolutely flown. I can't believe it's been like, what, 13 months, like, since I finished. But yeah, I definitely love the group setting, and the ladies that were in there. It was amazing.
So good. So good to hear. Yeah, you're right. It's a very different experience in an individual level. It's obviously a lot more about you as an individual and your own needs and growth and learnings, and all of it's very tailored and customized, but and even the timing is customized as well. As I was saying, some people do it weekly, fortnightly, monthly, and so on. But I agree. I think there's this, yeah, it is really beautiful as well for people who want and crave that. Oh, I want to do this as a group. And it's something so special about the sisterhood, isn't there? There's just something so lovely about really reconnecting and remembering to that part of us, that is about supporting other women and being in a group. It's very, very, very special. Yeah. Thank you. We have come to you, as you said, it's been 13 months, which is amazing. But you have also done more study and more things in that 13 months. So tell us, you mentioned earlier that you're a spinal energetics practitioner. Tell me a little bit about how, I guess, Reiki helps in terms of your other modalities. I know that's not all you do as well. I'd love
Yeah, of
to hear a
course.
little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I've gone on and learned a few modalities now. So I know alpha alignment, access bars, which, in all honesty, like, disclaimer, I haven't done very much. Not because I don't like it, but I have learned it. I am trained in it. What else do I do? I've done, the sound bowl healing, crystal healing, spinal energetics. Not sure if I mentioned that. And alpha alignment. Sorry, I've probably repeated them multiple times. I don't have my list in front of me. But what I love is, like, this is my personal view, is that Reiki is like the foundation of all of them. Like, I don't know if I would have been able to offer them as well as I have, if I didn't have Reiki there as a foundation, or understood them as well, if that makes sense. If I hadn't done all of this background kind of work and learnings and teachings, because a lot of them, like, so alpha alignment and spinal energetics, they're a very physical modality as well as energetic. It's actually the two. So in all honesty, if I went there without the background of Reiki, it would have been, I feel, a bit hard for me to understand it. Because when I was learning them, I was very much like, okay, so the book says this, and was doing it, but you did really need to bring in that intuition, that understanding, that knowing the chakras, all that helped too. But it really is just the foundation, like alpha alignment. So it's a physical pull on the body. I'm not sure if many people know what that is. It is a very physical, like, we yank your arm, we yank your legs. It's amazing. You actually have to track the energy. It's not just, I'm going to come up and pull on you. You're actually tracking the energy. And then once you kind of get that sweet spot, you pull. And I wouldn't have been able to track the energy and, kind of learn that and add that to my toolkit as quickly as I have if I didn't kind of have that, connection to my intuition, and also understand the energy and the energetic field, and just trusting, like, going, oh yeah, like, and being so confident in it because I've just done so much work with it. You know what I mean? And even in spinal energetics, I love having Reiki in anything I do, really, because you can always fall back on it. If you do modalities that do have physical contradictions, if we can't do certain things on people because of their age or physical ailments or medication or things like that, you can do Reiki on everybody. You know what I mean? I love it. Like, it's really is my opinion is it's the foundation of all, like, just knowing and trusting and just having that just helps in so many ways to, yeah, go on and further, learn all of the other beautiful modalities that are out there. And and bring them into your practice, and yeah, I just love it. It's amazing.
I love it. It's so good. So good. And I completely agree. And I think sometimes as well, with other modalities, sometimes it can be invasive, and we're pushing people and things like that, which is, everything has a different purpose, and sometimes I think Reiki is just such a beautiful way to complement if we just need to have a break and we just need to be held in love and just process and integrate whatever's sort of come up, if that's been intense for someone or something like that. So yeah, there's just so many times I know that I've thought, oh, I'm so glad this practitioner also has Reiki, because
Yeah.
now we
I get
just
that
get
with
to hold.
other practitioners are like that. There's if we do spinal on each other or whatnot, they're like, oh, I felt your Reiki come on. They say that all the time, like, oh, I felt your Reiki at the end. I was like, oh yeah, just a little bit of that at the end.
Love
And
it.
the symbols, bringing the symbols like into the modalities, especially to if you know what people are going through, or you've felt what's happening. The symbols are just amazing, like bringing them in and during the session, but also popping them in the field to support them after. Is I love that, and it gives you that niche as well, you know what I mean. If people are coming to you, you know what I mean? I've had people come to me for spinal energetics who want more of the energetic side of things. Obviously, I'm going to give them more of the energetic side of things compared to if they went to a chiropractor who was trained in it. They're going to get obviously more of a very physical, chiropractor session, like compared to the energetic session. The chiropractor is probably not going to tell them, what they saw or anything like that. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's amazing. So good. My other question is, obviously you've gone through a lot of personal growth. Um, how do you think that, through the Reiki training, how do you also feel that has benefited you as a practitioner?
Yeah. So going through all the training, it's given me a lot of confidence to be the practitioner, and also, during like throughout my practitioner like kind of journey, when my insecurities pop up a little bit, or I'm not, like feeling very confident or things like that. Like even before this session, for example, dropping into that Reiki, kind of just, grounding yourself, bringing yourself into that vibration. It's very, very much helped me there, but it's helped me too it's helped me identify things like going, okay, I'm really insecure. And instead of just kind of dwelling on that, or, like kind of shunting it off, or allowing that to turn into anxiety, kind of using Reiki and sitting with it and being with it and trying to work through it. You know what I mean? Like whether that's doing a self-healing, and kind of, asking questions and, doing all of those things. It's definitely helped me a lot there. And again, like I said before, my sessions, and especially too, like if you've got personal stuff going on, which we all do at times, you know what I mean? You've had a big day, kids haven't slept the night before, stopping and like giving yourself, even just a quick session, that check-in, Reiki, couple of breaths, holding your chest type thing, like dropping into that, it helps me to obviously be a better practitioner from that. Like if I didn't do that and I hadn't slept all night, baby's been up and whatnot, and walked into a session, especially an energetic one, if the client, they're probably going to pick up on that. They're going to pick up that I'm not in my, best vibration, and I don't obviously want that coming out on them. Also too, it has helped me, just obviously through all the teachings and all that, really identify, and through the self-healing as well, identify what's mine and what's someone else's, because that's so important, as like you obviously teach as you taught me. It's so important to know what's mine and what's somebody else's. Again, if I've got things going on and stuff like that, it's very easy to project that as somebody else's stuff. You know what I mean? And just I think through the self-healings alone, it really helps me identify what's going on with me, and just knowing myself, like through all this expansion and stuff, just really knowing and having a better understanding of myself. and really coming out of like that victim state, that victim mentality. Like for me, it's really helped me come out of all that. Not that I was aware of it, but just really, really go, no, this is me. This is what's happening, you know, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. Like, no, that's mine. Like, that's not theirs. I know this is here, you know, and whatnot, because that's, yeah, it's so important in a session. So it's definitely helped me in all of those ways, for sure, like for sure. And
Amazing.
even before the teaching, I did the same thing to make sure I dropped in and all of that, like always trying to, you know, put out my best and give my best. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, amazing. It's so good. I think I have to say, you know, um, it's one thing that I absolutely love about Reiki is the fact that from very first level one, you are taught, and it is really embedded in you how important it is to do self-healing and how important it is to connect and understand your own energy before you even attempt to go out and try and hold space for another person. Because like you, I've done, you know, other modalities, as you know as well, and it's one thing that I always come back to is how much I appreciate and have so much gratitude that I've learned about
Yeah.
about the self. Yeah, it's how to hold space for myself, especially, yeah, as a practitioner and teacher. Oh my goodness, Mel, this has been such a great chat. I hope you've enjoyed it as
No,
well.
I have. Thank you.
Trip down memory lane.
It's so nice to stop and reflect, like, and just, yeah. And even, you know, me thinking about it, just being like, wow, like that's what happened. And, you know, time flies. So it's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And so you're on Instagram. It's Aligning Energy. That's
Yeah,
your
so
handle?
aligning.energy on
Yeah.
Instagram, and just aligning energy on Facebook. I'm probably a bit more on, you know, on Instagram, but I am out there if, you know, anyone wants to look me up or anything.
Amazing. Amazing. So teaching Reiki, but also offering different modalities, spinal energetics and Reiki, distance, online and in person in Melbourne. Thank you so much, Mel. Oh, it
Thanks
was
so much for
amazing.
having me. I really appreciate it. It's been wonderful.
Yes, me too. All right. I will talk to you really soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.